Looking down the road to our own prosperity in this new year, it is important to keep focused on important life goals and soar above the challenges to grasp the opportunities to succeed. Hi there, I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. On the pages today, the National Land Agency using technology to improve its services, plus things farmers can do to reduce the effects of drought. Later, we'll visit the cool hills of Manchester as we reach out to children in stage care. Those and more to come in the half hour, so stay with us.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito. A message from the Ministry of Health, sponsored by the NHF.
One of your resolutions for the new year might be to own assets such as land. Having the right information makes the process much easier and less costly. And the National Land Agency has been modernizing its services to help you with your property transactions. We have more on their work in this feature.
The National Land Agency, NLA, established as an executive agency in 2001, is the modern national land management entity geared towards supporting sustainable development. The NLA is a merger of the land titles, surveys and mapping, land valuation, and estate management functions. Now divisions, these four represent the core products and services offered by the agency. With the use of technology, the NLA has been able to link related functions across divisions. This was done using a software known as Momentum Registry Solutions, ARS. Prior to ARS, this had to be done manually. The software was provided by multinational mass media and information firm Thomson Reuters.
Some of the gaps that the agency identified and which the Momentum Land Registry System assisted with is moving from a manual system where everything was paper-based to this electronic system. Hence the whole benefits of working quicker, working smarter, working more effectively, and therefore ultimately, reducing your turnaround times to your customers.
Like everything else, always the personnel was very, very willing and able and helpful. But the personnel was only able to work in accordance with the system. So what now can be done in 2 days or 3 days or 24 hours used to take 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 4 weeks. The system works, and a lot of money has been spent, a lot of training and a lot of effort, and the benefits are self-apparent.
As an information technology company, we have effectively a global platform, and it's a global technology platform that can be deployed around the world. But what's critical is that it's localized. And so we partner with our customers like Jamaica to really understand the local capabilities and the local workflows and the local rule of law to ensure that the technology is configured and deployed to be effective in the local operating environment.
Through this collaboration, the NLA was able to improve the level of service to the public through computerization and online access and the creation of a one-stop shopping outlet. With the integration of Geographic Information System (GIS) capabilities, the system has also facilitated the implementation of an online portal which hosts two key services: iMap Jamaica, through which persons can view land parcel information, and eLand Jamaica, which allows persons to access copies of various land-related documents globally at their convenience. The main service areas that have now been enhanced through the Momentum Registry Solutions land registration system are the land registration system, the document scanning system, and the estate management system.
The Momentum Registry Solution, formerly called the Land Registration System, is the foundation of what we do here. Since its implementation in 2003, is a platform on which we process all transactions that come into this office. When you think of the ARS, the best analogy is that of an assembly line. It goes through various stages from the inception when the customer submits it here to completion when we return either a rejection notice or the title is properly endorsed with the transaction and returned to the customer. There are 5 main stages. The first is the assessment stage, which all transactions go through. Our officers will select the transaction type. The system generates a transaction number that is unique to that transaction. The secondary stage is the data entry stage. Now, at this stage in the process, it splits into one of 3 main sections of the land titles division. Now, once the transactions are split into one of these 3 sections and they are properly data entered on the system, it then moves on to the third stage, which is the signing stage. Here, the attorneys will ensure that each document or transaction meet the legal and procedural requirements of the Registration of Titles Act, and they will then sign the endorsement.
After the signing is done, it's on to printing, and then the land titles are dispatched.
There have been some innovations introduced, in particular an expeditious transfer system. So essentially any transaction for payments of a modest fee, you can have a turnaround within 24 hours. With respect to subdivision applications, for a relatively modest fee, you can have titles in 20 days and sometimes a lot shorter than that. And that's down from about 3 months, which it took before.
The Document Scanning and Archives Unit is an integral part of the Momentum Registry, as this is the era where documents are digitized.
Once we digitize our documents have been made available to our customers, and from that we've been able to create new products and services. So for example, we have eLand Jamaica, in which all of our title documents, valuation roll documents, instruments and other documents are available online, and our customers can, at their own convenience, go on eLand Jamaica and get a copy of their title, for argument's sake, or a copy of the valuation roll information.
The EMS is one which would automate all our operations, all our activities that we do here, which is activities involving the Estate Management Division and the Corporate Legal Services Division. It's a workflow-based application, and it involves 42 workflows and 60 transactions. What the system allows is for all the properties that we have inspected, we're now putting them into that inventory.
Efficient, user-friendly, professional. What I'm very impressed with is that if there is a query, you're able to go to the land agency and you can correct that without even leaving the office.
We have taken a lot of traffic out of our offices because of these services. Our iMap is an interactive map. You can get the street number, the street address, the valuation number, the title reference number, and if you need to see a copy of the valuation roll or the title, you can actually go to eLand Jamaica.
It's an on-spot facility. If you have a client who is sitting before you and you need to access the title, the records, to see if a caveat is on, who lodged the caveat, you can access it immediately. Anything you want on the title is readily available to you.
Some water with you, please.
Water gone. But me need water for cook. So how me go wash?
Let's weather the drought. Start conservation measures today. Check for leaks around your house. Opt for shorter showers over long baths. Reuse water to water plants and lawn. Watch the amount of water you and your family use. Try cooking methods that don't require much water. And if you have a vehicle, avoid washing it regularly. Remember, Water is as important as the air we breathe. So conserve our water, conserve our life.
Putting in place safeguards against disasters or any adverse events, man-made or natural, is important for us to achieve sustainable development and economic growth. The area of agriculture, which has its fair share of threats from catastrophic events, can be made secure by applying preventative measures, such as what you'll see in this next feature. Take a look.
We get most of our annual rainfall during the May to June and October to November months. Periods when water is in abundance. But at other times, agriculture faces seasonal but extensive drought. Farmers like Mr. Campbell, who know the horror of drought, reach for solutions. And a good one is to store excess water from the rainy months for the dry season. Harvesting water requires some investment. These include putting in catchment tanks or ponds. In this model, rainwater collected from the roof of this greenhouse using a gutter is emptied into the pond, then pumped into an elevated tank, from where gravity feeds it to the plants in the greenhouse. Tyrone, who farms in a hilly area, collects the rainfall from the roof of his house into a tank built of stone and concrete. He then pipes the water into his field, where he irrigates using the drip system. Agricultural experts will tell you the size of the water harvester you choose to put in will depend on your preference and budget. In the end, you'd surely be saving on the cost of water and meet the important objective of improved production by reducing the impact of drought. The dry mulching technique has been proved effective in managing drought risks. It's a kind of farming that helps retain soil water in the ground. Farmers who plant crops with higher levels of tolerance to heat are better able to deal with heat-related constraints during drought. Research and breeding of drought-tolerant crops has therefore been an area of focus in the Ministry of Agriculture. Farmers being provided with drought-tolerant crops are able to build a resilient system that gives enhanced crop yields under high temperatures. This is where we have to leave you for now. Remember, disasters do happen. Be prepared. Until next time, take care.
Be an active participant in your child's life. Spend time with your child. No phones, no television, no distractions. Just the two of you. Get to know your child through play. Why not go to the park and get on the monkey bars? Sharing a meal can also be a time of bonding. If your child's in school, be involved in school activities. Speak with your child's teacher. Follow up on their progress in school and see how you can help. Assist them with homework. Attend parent-teacher meetings and support school fundraising events. Remember, your child's future is in your hands. Safeguard it.
So glad you are a child of mine.
Our children are the future, the men and women of tomorrow. Their proper development relies on responsible adults ensuring that important needs are met and that they are loved and cared for. Watch now as we see the JIS reaching out to children in state care to empower their development.
From the office in Kingston to the home in Walderston, Manchester, it was a full JUTC bus of JIS staff with no seat to spare. Wards of the state at the Mount Olivet Home for Boys eagerly awaited another day of fun and excitement. Their home was adopted by the Jamaica Information Service in 2009 as part of its main corporate social responsibility. The organization has been making multiple trips every year since.
I'm happy to be back here at Mount Olivet again to celebrate another year with the boys.
Christmas is the final of the 3 main yearly visits by the JIS. The provision of mentorship, delivery of food, school and other necessary supplies, plus career and fun days have made Mount Olivet a more comfortable home environment.
It was selected by members of staff. We assessed the needs. We came together and we decided that we would adopt this home 6 or so years ago. It's always very exhilarating, refreshing to see the boys here at Mount Olivet Boys Home. It makes us feel good as members of staff, as a JIS family, to know that we're giving back, we're investing in a boy's life. And right here we have so many boys that are in need of comfort and encouragement and mentoring, and we just want to be able to give back and invest in their life.
The Christmas dinner and prize-giving ceremony in December ended 2015 on a high note as everyone gathered to share in another quality family moment.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Jesus come for all, and we must hear his call. Open up your heart today and let it be. No matter if you're deep or if you're dread or if you have a crown on your head, no matter if you have no heart at all, Jesus bring love for one and all.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
The team celebrated the birthday anniversaries for those boys whose birthdays came in the previous 4 months. Christmas gifts and prizes were also handed out. The boys were also motivated and encouraged to absorb the good things that life has to offer by guest speaker Erica Langley. The pediatric nurse who traveled from Florida for the event had a start similar to the boys in the facility.
Their future is bright. Right now where they are is just the beginning of the journey, and that if they would take everything that's been taught to them, if they can remember the skills and all the knowledge that the people who facilitate this home teaches them, it can carry them a long way, and that they have the potential to be anything that they want to be.
Jermaine Price, a past resident of Mount Olivet who also lives overseas, came back to the home to motivate the boys.
There's nothing that you think that is hard. It's not hard. For you to put your mind to it, it will happen. For those who tell themselves that they do not know parents or any family, don't let that get you down. Because ahead of you, there are greater things.
Administrators at the home expressed their pleasure at the long-lasting relationship with the JIS.
From what we have seen, the boys have enjoyed the whole setting for today. This is something that they look forward to each year with the JIS and the Young Blake Foundation, coming down, sharing with them and giving them gifts as part of the Christmas season.
We're a private facility here, right? So the kind of support that we get from the government as other homes do, it's not the same. It's significantly reduced. So without the contribution of entities such as the JIS and a lot of other corporate entities in Jamaica, we wouldn't have been able to do the kind of work we've been able to do to change lives. The boys that come to us have been impacted in such a way by the various projects. You have Why Be Afraid Foundation with Johan Blake. You have you guys who come here every single year without fail. And it is an awesome thing to see that even though they came through the home here and they may not have had the kind of environment that we call stable and traditional, they still do very well for themselves, and we're extremely proud of that. We couldn't have done it without you.
A
a lot of this wouldn't have been possible without the sponsors. So I just want to say thanks in terms of all the gifts and the food and everything. Thanks to CB Chicken. Thanks to Rainforest Seafoods. Thank you to Amar's and Joseph's. Why Be Afraid as well. They sent a number of things with us. New Choice Wholesale in downtown Kingston as well.
With another year of intervention dawning, JIS CEO Donna Marie Rowe has assured Mount Olivet of the agency's continued assistance to guide the proper development of the youth being cared for at the home.
We just want to continue to make a difference in the lives of the boys here at Mount Olivet. We want to continue to contribute to your development and give you guidance in any way that we can. The word from now is guidance. We want to give you guidance because that's what young people need today.
On the board this week, the deadline for entries to the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's JCDC 2016 Performing Arts Competition has been extended to Friday, January 15, 2016. Entry forms, rules, and competition guidelines can be accessed from the JCDC website, jcdc.gov.jm, the JCDC head office at 3-5 Phoenix Avenue, Kingston 10, or any parish office across the island. Persons interested in entering the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's Jamaica Visual Arts Competition and Exhibition have until Friday, January 15 to drop off completed entry forms and artwork. Entries from Kingston and St. Andrew should be submitted to Shop 16 Kingston Mall, Orange Street, Kingston, Mondays to Fridays, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Entries from all other parishes should be taken to the respective JCDC parish office. Entry categories include ceramics, painting, fiber arts, and photography. The Ministry of Health is reminding citizens to search for and destroy mosquito breeding sites inside and outside homes weekly. Citizens are encouraged to organize cleanup campaigns and use mosquito repellents, mosquito nets, and proper clothing to protect against mosquito bites. For more information, contact 1-888-1-LOVE. That's 1-888-663-5683 or 663-7914. Also visit your parish health department or the Ministry of Health website at moh.gov.jm. The Western Regional Foundation for Disabled Children is seeking public support for the West Haven Children's Home. You can lend your support by volunteering to help care for the children and donate needed supplies to operate the home. For more information, contact the West Haven Children's Home. Call 956-4912 or 468-1133. And that's all for our community notices today. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-868022 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. A message from the Ministry of Health, sponsored by the NHF.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. While delivering her New Year's Day message on January 1, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller announced that increased job creation would be a major focus for her government in 2016.
Our concerted push for more jobs this year will involve a major expansion in micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, as well as encouraging more large investments.
In the meantime, the Prime Minister also indicated that her administration would be expanding training to ensure more Jamaicans could tap into the growing opportunities in the tourism industry.
It is crucial that we train our people to take advantage of the unfolding opportunities. The partnership that has been forged with the Ministry of Education, Heart Trust NTA, and other tertiary institutions must continue in order to expand training and certification for the hospitality sector.
The Prime Minister was addressing Thursday's official opening of the Melia Braco Village Resort in Trelawney. The National Security Ministry announced on Thursday that government had lifted the ban on persons entering Jamaica from countries affected by Ebola with immediate effect. The decision was made recently by Cabinet and was guided by recent indications from the World Health Organization, which has declared an end to the outbreak in those countries. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency (PICA) and the Ministry of Health will continue to monitor Jamaica's ports of entry to remain apprised of the situation on the ground and to safeguard the health of the country. National Security Minister Peter Bunting this week assured the country that the police would be redoubling their effort to rid the nation of acts of criminality while focusing more on community policing in 2016. He was speaking at the Jamaica Constabulary Force's annual 2016 devotion exercise on Monday. He challenged members of the JCF to jealously guard the trust placed in them by Jamaicans and to always perform their duties with the highest level of discipline and professionalism. The human capital of the justice system was boosted on Tuesday as 5 judges of the Supreme Court and 2 masters in chambers took the oath of office. The 7 were sworn in by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen in a ceremony at King's House on Tuesday.
You have to guard against the ills of complacency because your appointment is not simply a signal victory, but a stimulant to intensify your devotion to the continuous building of our judicial system.
Justice Dennis Morrison was also appointed this week as President of the Court of Appeal in a ceremony at King's House on Monday. Justice Morrison had been acting in the office since late August when Justice Seymour Panton went off on pre-retirement leave.
As the 11th person to be appointed President of the Court of Appeal since independence, I am happy and happily able to build on the tradition of excellence that the Court has justly enjoyed for all of that period. And as regards the matter of change, there remain yet countless opportunities for maximizing the potential of the new technologies to transform justice delivery in the Court of Appeal.
310 workers left the island on Wednesday to take up employment opportunities on farms in Canada. They were the first batch to leave the island this year on the government's Overseas Employment Program.
When you get there, all 310 of you are coming from a small island state known as Jamaica. And therefore you must bond together and show off and showpiece brand Jamaica. It is by showing off brand Jamaica that this program will continue to grow.
And finally, Local Government and Community Development Minister Noel Arscott has announced immediate steps to secure the retirement landfill in St. James from any further illegal activity. The announcement followed 2 fires at the municipal waste disposal site over the Christmas and New Year's holidays, believed to be the work of arsonists.
We're going to examine the protocol in allowing persons on the dump site, and I'm going to ask them to reduce the amount of persons and to gradually put in place tighter security and management of this landfill.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. We value your feedback, so keep the link. Tell us what you thought of the show. Send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or hit us up on Twitter @JISNews. Also, click on our website, jis.gov.jm for the very latest on government information. Until next time, I'm Andrea Chisholm, reminding you to take good care of your health and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.